Before we start our practical dissection, first you must know what is LS, what is CS. Okay, LS, if you take like this, it is LS. You take the section like this, it is LS. Okay, this one is LS. And if you take section like this, it is CS. So CS of ovary you will be taking in all the flowers. You have in your practical syllabus only LS, isolation of Andersium, and Gynoecium, isolation of Gynoecium, CS of ovary. So ovary you will be taking CS. Isolate the Gynoecium part. Now keep this upside down and take CS. CS is cross section. If you take section like this, it is CS of ovary. Number of section you can take, and you can select the thinnest one. You can keep it either on the micro slide. See, CS cross section. Okay, so CS we have to take like this. LS we must take like this. Okay, now 4 families will be having. We'll do all the each and every family, whichever flower is given to us, we are going to do LS of the flower, isolating Andersium, isolating Gynoecium, and CS of ovary. Okay. Now we are going to see how to dissect the hibiscus flower. We are having in ISC, we are having LS, isolating Andersium, Gynoecium, and CS of ovary. We are not going to separate different orals. We have to dissect flower in these things only. So first we are going to take LS, keep the flower upside down like this. Cut into 2 halves. Now we finish taking LS. If it is this ovary is not seen properly, we have to make much more deeper cut. Now 1/2 we got the LS. You have to show the style also. So this staminal tube, you can cut open staminal tube. with the help of the needle. By using the forceps. Remove this. Now we got a perfect LS. You have to keep here near LS. With the sellotape. So LS is over. Next we have to see the Andersium. We must isolate Andersium. Take another flower. Gynoecium and Andersium, if you separate, you can use for both. You have to remove the calyx, corolla, now Andersium. This part of the style and the stigma and style, that Gynoecium, a part of Gynoecium is there. You have to remove that one. Now we got the Andersium. Sellotape. Then you have removed the calyx now. In that, if you cut open the calyx, you can see the ovary there. Can you make out the ovary? Ovary is here. And isolate that ovary. Remove this apicalyx and all. Then you have removed the style and the style with the stigma. No, that one you have to keep here. You have to stick the Gynoecium there. Now LS, Andersium, Gynoecium we are finished. Next we have to take CS of ovary. CS is, LS is longitudinal section and like this we have to take, and CS cross section like this we must take. Take another flower. Remove the calyx. Along with the calyx the ovary also will be coming. So in this ovary you can take thin sections. Thin section you can take, and in this either on the microslide, plain slide, or on the sheet itself you can keep. If you keep them in microslide, you must put the cover slip, a drop of water, then place this one on the microslide and put the cover slip. Now we are keeping it on the dissection sheet itself. With the help of the hand lens, if you see this one, you can see there's the ovules. That much thin you have to take. Okay, so LS, Androecium, Gynoecium, and CS of ovary. This is how we have to do the dissection hibiscus flower. Okay. Now next we are going to see, after finishing this dissection, sometimes they will ask only Andersium, sometimes they will ask only the Gynoecium. Okay, so now while you are doing the dissection, you must practice both Andersium, how to isolate Andersium, how to isolate Gynoecium. And this is the dissection sheet. You must keep the sheet ready before you start the dissection. And this is how you should present it to the examiner. After this, we have to go for the next question, what they ask in the taxonomy about this family, what are the rest of the questions. Okay. Now we are going to do dissection Leguminosae, that is Clitoria ternacea. This is the Clitoria ternacea flower. First we have to take LS, then we have to isolate the Andersium, Gynoecium, then CS of ovary. Okay. Now Clitoria, it will be, sometimes you will get in blue color, sometimes white. Two varieties are there. Now we got a white variety. We are going to do that one. Now take LS, we have taken LS, now this first one half, which contains both Andersium, Gynoecium, you have to keep it. Yeah. Okay, and the LS, and we must stick it. Okay, then we have to isolate. We must isolate Andersium and Gynoecium. For that, first you have to cut open the calyx. remove the calyx. Then one by one you have to remove the petals. After removing the petals, we can see here 9 filaments fused to form one tube and one filament is separate. So it is 9 plus 1. Can you see? Separate filament and these 9 together. So we are going to separate this from the gynoecium. We have to separate. If you cut like this, you will get the gynoecium. Can you see the style here? Can you see the style? You can remove the gynoecium. Now we are having Andersium. Can you see? 9 plus 1. Andersium. Keep this Andersium like this. Next, gynoecium, isolated gynoecium. When we remove the gynoecium, we are isolated now. You have to isolate it. And we must keep the gynoecium part. Okay, I kept here to show it clearly. I kept on the black background Ganesha. Then now series of ovary. Take another flower. This Gynoecium, if you see this ovary, it is very thin. So you have to take along with the section. CS you have to take like this, I said. You can take section like this. Along with the calyx we have taken because it's very small. You can take section like this. Thank you. LS and KP. Okay. So now LS of flower, Andersium 9 plus 1, Gynoecium and ovary you have to stick. CSF. Okay, so this is how you have to dissect Clitoria ternatia. So in order to make it clear, I kept it in the black background. LS of flower, Andersium, Gynoecium, CS of ovary. Okay. Now this one is tuberose. Tuberose, we are going to do dissection tuberose for Liliaceae family. It belongs to Liliaceae family, monocot plant. So same like other flowers, here also we are going to take LS, and it has no calyx and corolla. It is monocot, no? So only one whorl, that is the perianth whorl. Perianth. Okay. So perianth is seen in 2 rows, 1, 2, 3 outer whorl and 1, 2, 3 inner whorl. Okay, 6 perianth lobe fused to form as a tube. So this is called as tuberose. Okay, now we are going to take LS first. Now we have taken the LS. Okay, we have to keep the LS there. The next one, we have to isolate Androecium. If you see this Androecium is the filaments are inserted in the perianth lobe. Okay, the filaments are in the, this is the anther, these are the filaments. Filaments are inserted in the perianth lobe. So along with the perianth lobe only we are going to keep for Androecium. So first cut open this perianth lobe. Cut open. We are going to keep Andersium only. So you have to remove the Gynoecium. Can you see the stigma? That one we have to remove and just cut it off this. Now we got Andersium along with the perianth lobe. Okay, can you see? So like this only we are going to keep here in the dissection sheet. Andersium. Then we have to isolate Gynoecium. Remove the if you tear like this, it will come off. With the help of the forceps. You can remove. The ovary is fused with the perianth lobe. Okay, so now stigma, style, ovary. Okay, so this is Gynoecium. You have to keep Gynoecium here. Now when you take the CS of ovary, since the ovary is fused with the perianth lobe, you have to take along with that perianth. Okay, so keep upside down, CS of ovary, keep upside down. Thin section you have to take. You can keep either on the microslide, the drop of water, or keep it on the dissection sheet. Now we don't have the microslide, so I am keeping it on the dissection sheet. So number of section you can take. The thinnest one, select the thinnest one. You have to select that one. and place it here. You can keep either in the microslide or on the dissection sheet. Now we have kept LS, Andersium, Gynoecium, CS of ovary. Since the flowers are white, I kept it in the black background. But you are going to do the dissection in the dissection sheet only. Okay. So this one is the family Liliaceae tuberose. We have dissected. Got it? Now, Datura metal. This flower we are going to take Solanaceae family, belongs to Solanaceae family. We are going to take same like other flowers, LS, Androecium, Gynoecium and CS of ovary. And this flower is a big flower so that easily you can take. Keep it upside down and take LS. Now we have taken the LS to off. This got Andersium, Gynoecium, corolla, calyx. Okay. So here filaments and anther, stigma, style, everything is there. So we have to keep it in the dissection. Put the sellotape. And stay. This is the LS. Okay. Next, Andersium. Andersium is Epipetalous Andersium. So the filaments you can see here, the filaments are attached with a corolla. Okay, Epipetalous Andersium. So along with the corolla we are going to keep. So first take the flower, tear the calyx. You have to remove the calyx because we are going to keep the just cut this part. Tear this corolla. You can get like this. Remove this style stigma because it belongs to Gynoecium. Okay. So now Andersium, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 filaments and 5 stamen. Now along with the corolla only we are going to keep it Epipetalous Andersium. The next one is Gynoecium. We have to isolate the Gynoecium. For that, take the flower, tear the calyx, remove the calyx, then without breaking it, the style is long so it may break, so carefully you must take. Cut, you will get stigma and style. Now we have isolated the Gynoecium. We must remove all these extra parts, the calyx and all. Now this is Gynoecium. Stigma, style and ovary. Next, CS of ovary. While we are isolating the Andersium, we have separated the Gynoecium. Now from that itself you can take the ovary from that flower. For isolating this Andersium, we have removed this part, this portion. From that, you can remove all these extra parts. See, can you see the ovary? A part of stigma is there. Remove the stigma. This is the ovary. Can you see the ovary? This one is the ovary, and you have to take section, thin section, cross section, CS. Select the thinnest one. And place it in the dissection sheet. Stick it with a sellotape. Okay, now this one is LS of flower, Andersium, epipetalous Andersium, Gynoecium, stigma, style, ovary and CS of ovary. In order to make it a clear view, I kept it on the black background. Okay, LS, Andersium, Gynoecium and CS of ovary. Okay, so now we finished dissecting Datura metal Solanaceae family. Then we have to go for the remaining questions.